Great. I'm going to jump back. I got to share this live out real quick. And if I get disconnected, I will be right back. Share. Copy link. Here we go. Okay, it says that I'm reconnected. Somebody give me a sound check, 5x5, something like that. That would be super duper. Crap, I got to stop my timer. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, looks like we're there. Things are building up. We got the thumbs up going. I even remember to bring my glasses so I can read the chat. Watching ads to earn my keep. I got you, Stray Kitten. Yeah, sometimes things get monetized around here. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what's hanging out first. Rose first, West Virginia Pappy. Number 2, and Cindy. You are deterred. I'm a turd. We got JB, Dog and Ball, Bob, Pastors in the house. Ian, Southern Tier Prepper, Debbie, Loretta, Lazy's here, Stray Kitten, and Cuck has showed up. Cuck V, watching from the People's Republic of Michigan. Yeah, it's pretty much a joke what's going on there. That is a crazy broad you guys have decided to make your governor for some reason that makes no damn sense. Anyway, I think I got that right anyway. I think I got that right. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, so it looks like we got about 32 minutes. Quick admin note. Tomorrow's live stream, I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen because I will be on the road headed towards Kentucky. And we'll just have to play it by ear. I think it's going to be based on the amount of time that it takes for me to get out of the rental car office, because I'm going to rent a car. Yeah, and that's scheduled for 8:30, but we'll see if they've even got their trash in one bag. Let's see, just getting in. Bradley, good to see you. Good to see you. My Second Amendment life. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see here. The rich and the poor meet together. The Lord is the maker of them all. Proverbs. Love it. Good to see you, Tommy. Good to see you. All right. So as the thumbnail said, or as the thumbnail said, that's almost like as the world turns. Got my fancy dancy clipboard out here that I'm probably not going to use, but as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, there were some interesting statistics released lately about preparedness that related to both millennials and Gen Zs. My guess is that many of us have children that are of that age that fit in that demographic. And so it's interesting to find out that some things that we thought may not be as true as we think they are. So when it comes to the next economic crisis, which is looming on the horizon, many are wondering if millennials. I wish I could found a way to do this better. I really do. Can the camera really see that? That's crazy. Basically, people are wondering if millennials will survive, and obviously Gen Z is wrapped in there as well. You know, as a generation that has grown up during a time of relative economic stability, millennials may not be as prepared as previous generations to handle a major economic downturn. In this video, we'll explore the challenges that millennials may face during the next economic crisis. All right, so and it's actually preparedness in general. That was actually the video description I just read you like a dum-dum. All right, let's see here. What do we got here? Title says Gen X. Title says Gen X. The title should say, can millennials or Gen X survive the next crisis? I'm millennial. MTF, we aren't prepared at all. Well, my son, most of my kids are millennials, and he's prepared AF. You know, excuse me. Ooh, it's going to be one of those mornings. Yay, let's go. All right, so let's examine the disaster preparedness of millennials and Gen X across some critical areas, highlighting the strengths and weaknesses of each generation. So a skill that is long forgotten for many, map reading. Gen X has a significant advantage here. With 44% confident in their ability to read a paper map compared to just 18% of millennials. Given the potential for digital tools to fail during emergencies, this gap could leave millennials at a disadvantage. Recommendation: younger individuals should prioritize learning basic navigation skills without relying on GPS or digital maps. Regular practice using paper maps or orienteering exercises would increase this critical survival skill. As usual, if you're not familiar with the format, I read the format, you write something, I read about what you have written. Rose says, I see the millennials would have a better chance depending on how they're raised, city versus country. And Pastor says, if millennial loses their cell phone, they think it's a crisis. Do you think they can handle a real crisis? I would think that we would have to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'd also remind you that that millennials grew up in a very inflexible time. They were raised by Gen Xers. Let that one sink in, okay? So they have different trials and tribulations to their lives. Considering them soft would probably only be 50% right. So here's what we're going to do. If you agree with what I'm saying, basically 44% of Gen Xers confident in their map reading skills, were only 18% of millennials. If you can read a map, type a 1 in the, if you can read a paper map, type a 1 in the comment. Whether you're a Gen Z or an Xer, it doesn't matter. Just engage. Just engage. Okay. Cindy says, my kids are 30. Oh my God, the chat is moving so fast. So I misheard what you said. Yeah, no worries. It's not a big deal. Let's see here. Cindy says, my kids are 30 and 33 millennial. I taught them camping and outdoors activities and skills. They don't stockpile as far as I know, but at least they have skills for hated moms prepping, but they learned. I love it. Okay, perfect. All right, so the next one is survival kits. While both generations show some level of preparedness, Gen X, 62%, slightly outperforms millennials, 56%, in owning survival kits. That's interesting. Recommendation: millennials should invest more time into assembling comprehensive kits, ensuring they can contain essentials like water purification, first aid supplies, and tools for long-term self-sufficiency. Gen X should consider updating and rotating perishable items within their kits regularly. So if you have a survival kit, it could be anything. I have a hurricane survival kit. I've got a go bag. I've got a get home bag. I've got a bug out bag. If you've got a survival kit of any type whatsoever, put a 1 in the chat. Obviously, I'm going to keep your thumbs busy today on this one, but it does it helps with the algorithms. You have to use a magnifying glass for that zoom you're looking for. Gotcha. Since I drive Amish, we use dots of paper, lots of paper maps. Gotcha. Exactly. All right, let's see here. We're going to move on to, this is going to be a quick stream. I can feel it already. I don't know if I like it or not. Andy showed up. Good to see you, bro. Let's see. Number 3, choosing safe living locations. Altoids, it's all I need. I got you, oops. My kids are 29, 27, 23, and 20. We all have camping, fishing skills, and if it explain the points of stockpiling food and water. Oh, who's calling me this? The one and only Nicole. Hello, big nose. Really? I think I had a big. Okay. Okay. Well, you know what they say about men with big noses. They can smell all your bullshit. Okay, let's see here. Choosing safe living locations. Millennials take the lead here, with 32% factoring in disaster risks when choosing where to live, compared to 23% of Gen X. This forward-thinking approach is crucial in the area of climate-related disasters. Oh, no. Recommendation: both generations should prioritize researching the safety and environmental risks of their regions. Time to drink. Let's see here. Awesome. Oops. Did you see Did you see on Alaska Prepper Live on Sunday? I did not. I don't really watch that one out. Let's see. What is what is Jordan? Let's see. Both generations should prioritize research the safety and environmental risk of the region and consider relocating if they live in high-risk areas. Preparing for specific location hazards is essential for long-term safety. So basically, Gen X is the don't give, AF, and it's like, yeah, whatever, dude. If whatever happens, happens. Yeah, tornado, no, it's not a big deal, man. Hurricanes, it happens all the time. Earthquakes, yeah, we're just gonna have a good time. So Gen Z or Gen Xers are pretty much like they don't give zero F's were given. My millennial kids like big cities, Denver and Atlanta. A message was for oops, not LP or AP. Gotcha. I'm an older millennial, but closer identify to Gen X, and that is a-okay. I'm not a big fan of the whole labels thing, to be honest with you. There was a time when in one of my jobs, I had to deal with a lot of millennials that were in the environment, and unfortunately, I was dealing with the ones that were mostly, basement dwellers, that kind of things. So it kind of skewed my perspective. As I grew older, I knew that, or I learned that I shouldn't be putting people into these brackets because there were lots and lots of other people that were in the same age group that came up differently, that had completely different values. Let's see here. My values are closer to the baby boomers. I got you, Cindy. Let's see here. I'm Gen X, Cuck V. Gotcha. All right, so emergency savings. You guys are going to love. I know how much you guys love to talk about finances, right? Financial preparedness is another area where Gen X excels, with 47% having 3 months of savings compared to 40% of millennials. Recommendation: millennials, in particular, should work toward building an emergency fund. Having financial reserves is not only vital for immediate disaster response, but also for recovery, covering unexpected expenses such as evacuation, temporary housing, or repairs. Okay, so hard question. Reach down, grab what you got, tell the truth. If you have 3 months, 3 months salary in the bank right now, put a 1 in the chat. If you do not, put a 2 in the chat. Yeah, money, money, money. Let's see here. Born in 78, kid in the 80s, teen in the 90s. Let's see here. My kids are great on savings. Okay, so it's close. It looks like it's close to 50% in the good and 50% in the good and 50% in the bad. The thing is, guys, it's saving money is you can use the same methodology that I use for the 6-can method. You guys have heard me talk about it probably a million times. You can use the same methodology to save money. Now, we just got disconnected there. I had some financial issues that came up, and I had to use it. So now I'm with 60% of America living paycheck to paycheck, and I have to take my own advice. And the little things count. Change drawers, cash drawers, setting aside money once a month, just a little bit, maybe once a week, maybe once a day, just a little itty bitty bit until you have what you need. And then, obviously you can start doing your other crazy stuff, or you can keep going, whatever you want to do. But here's the thing, they say that if something happens that's over around $400, it could, like, if you incurred an unexpected expense of $400, it would crush you. It would crush most Americans. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. So let's see here. Having a few $100 on hand is important, yes. And if you can have it in cash, it's even better. All right. Gonna take a sip of coffee. We got 19 minutes and 24 seconds left. Using fire extinguishers. Let's see who's going to win this one. Both generations are lacking confidence in this critical area, with 49% of Gen Xers and 42% of Millennials knowing how to use a fire extinguisher. Recommendation: every household should invest time in learning how to use a fire extinguisher properly. Regular home safety drills would reinforce this knowledge, ensuring that in the event of a fire, both age groups are better equipped to respond swiftly. There's a lot of people out there that love to buy fire extinguishers and then go, oh, I'm good to go. I'm good to go. Mock the Monster. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. And the truth is they've never used one. They've never watched a video on how to do it. I don't even think they teach it. They actually taught that in home economics. Oh, that's right. I took home economics in high school. I took any crap class. I hated high school. Anyway, yeah, they took home economics. They taught us how to use fire extinguishers in home economics. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know how to do it. And I'm going to bet that even the people who answered these poll questions, regardless of their generation, lied through their teeth. So it's pretty interesting. Where we got Cuck says, I have two fire extinguishers in my 1009 Cuck V and one in my 2000 F250 Super Duty. Pass, point, aim, squeeze, sweep. West Virginia Pappy knows his shit. They teach us at work once a year. There we go. Southern Tier Prepper says, my ex-husband worked as a fire protection company, so he taught me. My only emergency fund is change I save. But you know what, Stray Kitten? If you're doing that, that means that you're spending cash, which means that you're not using credit, which is awesome. It's absolutely awesome. I got my penny jars. If you guys, it's I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, but in the studio behind me, those letters that are on the shelf, LP, those are penny banks. One of them's, the P is for is got only pennies in it, and the L's got nothing but silver in it. The L doesn't even, actually only has dimes and nickels in it. I have a different place for quarters. It's pretty interesting. You know, change is the only legal money. That's very true. Yeah. That's it. That means that you're doing things right. It means you're doing things right. Now, it does kind of limit you. It keeps you down a little bit, but I've got one of those those water bottles that they flip upside down and then put them in the water drinking machines. I've got one of those full of change, all different denominations. So I think one of those days I'll take that out and do something with it. But for right now, nah, it's fine. Let's see here. Rose says at hospital was yearly event using all types of extinguishers. That's interesting. That's an interesting thing. Okay, let's see here. Home repairs. When it comes to basic home maintenance and repair, Gen X leads the way with 85% confidence versus 80% millennials. During a disaster, being able to make immediate repairs to secure a home is vital. Recommendation: millennials should focus on acquiring basic DIY repair skills such as fixing broken windows, sealing leaks, or repairing roofed or damaged roofs. Workshops, online tutorials, or community classes can be valuable resources to build this skill set. I think when it comes down to home repair, there are people that generally just don't want to get their hands dirty. They don't want to crawl under the house. You know, that's like what we pay someone else to do. It's just I think that they're important skills. I think that every dude should go through a wood shop. I think that every dude should go through auto shop. I think that every girl should go through home ec. And if a dude or a girl wants to take the opposite of that, I think they should do that too. You get electives every year, you know. I mean, there's no reason why you can't knock all the shit out in high school and become an actual, like, a productive adult. And I say that in a very positive meaning, you know, like you're not going to be a a drain on the world. But I also don't like that term productive, because that means that makes you a producer, which means that you're just part of the big battery that is our system that we live in. My millennial son says he'll pay others to do stuff, though I taught him he makes enough now, but in shtf, hope he remembers what he learned. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a lot to be said for paying someone to do work. If you can afford that, hey, that's great. And I'm not gonna degrade people for having the ability to do that. But you're right. I think there are certain skills that you should hopefully remember when things go bad. Let's see here. My daughters took 2 years of shop, and both my boys did. Nice. I love it. All guys and dolls need to take both home ec and shop classes. I think that's a great idea. All right, let's see. Close friendships is our next category. Let's see what the statistics say. Gen X has a larger support network, with 31% having 5 or more close friends, compared to 25% of millennials. Community networks are crucial during disasters, offering emotional and practical support. Recommendations. Both generations should cultivate strong social ties. Building a sense of community within neighborhoods or online can provide an extra layer of support when resources are scarce. Yeah, I think this is my biggest pet peeve about Gen Zers. Gen Zers, they think friendship is something that happens through this phone. I won't say very few, but I tell you, there's a lot of them that don't understand that friendship is actually, it's called interpersonal relationships. It's like, hey, let's look at each other, let's see our faces, let's not do it through a phone. Hey, you're having a hard time, let me talk to you. If you need a freaking hug, if you need a handshake, if you need a punch in the neck, whatever you need, I'm going to be there for you. Those kind of friendships. Hey, I've got to lift some heavy stuff, come on over, I'm on my way. What's up, K Kim? These are, I think that our kids, and I've got a kid who's 40 years old. So I think that our kids on the millennial side are okay, because like all my kids are millennials. I got to check the dates. It doesn't matter. They are growing up they grew up in a society where you still had friends in high school, where you were still connected to them outside of the school. My grandchildren, they're growing up disconnected. Many of my grandchildren have like lots of friends, but there are a few that are basically this phone thing is their lives. And they're very disconnected. I know a 17-year-old right now that is, he is completely disconnected from the real world. And as soon as he comes home, he puts on his VR headset, and that's where all of his friends are. And none of those friends go to his school. None of those friends are anywhere near where we live, or should I say where he lives. So it's kind of scary. And unfortunately, it actually is bad for that person to live that way, because that you can't live on the internet forever. You can't live in VR land forever. That is for damn sure. All right, let's see here. No is your friends are real before letting them in on where you stop. There you go, Tirza, and good morning. Yeah, exactly. Make sure your friends are real before you tell them where your stuff is. Let's see here. We got here, lift stuff, question mark. That's one way to know who's a friend or not. I got you. I think voice box. What my only friend is my dog. Dog and Ball Productions just showed up. My only friend is my dog. As the Beatles said, I get by with a little help from my friends. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I was actually watching a few videos this morning, and although I don't like the guy, he's starting to grow on me, and it just feels dirty. Is that Wrangler star? You know, he had a short that I watched this morning on how to build like I get, he called it something else, but it's like a mag. You know, basically it's like step by step, find 3 guys and make a life oath, you know, and you're going to show up and then go buy this and then go buy that and go call this guy and do that. Whenever something goes wrong, you're going to be there for each other. And there's a lot of truth to that, because that's, you know, I hate to say it, but that's how friendships start. So, I've moved 17 times in my life. None of my friends live near. Yeah, Jordan, unfortunately, you and I are the same thing. I believe you're a military brat. I know you were military, but I think it sounds like you're a military brat. Every 3 years, time to go someplace new. And even when I came back, I lived in Hawaii twice as a kid. And then I lived in Texas twice as a kid. And every time even when we moved back, none of my friends were there. So it's difficult. It's difficult to, and it's hard to, for people who live in one town their entire lives. And maybe just a brat. Okay, hold on a second. I see a question there. But it's hard for people to understand that people that were military brats that went into the military, who never had a true hometown, are completely disconnected from the community. And it's difficult for us to connect in one major place. All right, so Hyper Modern, welcome to the chat. I don't recognize you. Thanks for stopping by, and make sure you subscribe. I'm here Monday through Friday. What advice would you give to a Zoomer to best prep? Starting with scratch, what do you think? Peep meme, can coin will reach the moon, like Elon said, or will the moon boys cry as it crashes back to Earth? Thanks. All right, so I didn't understand half of what you said, but I get the gist of what you're saying. Here's the thing, since you're new, it's water, food, and security in that order. Go stock water, go stock long-term food. And when I say long-term, you can buy the cans at Walmart. Okay. You should probably start with making sure that you have 3 days, and then make sure you have 3 weeks, and then 3 months, and then up to a year. And then as far as security, you know, you need to get your hands on some personal protective devices, and then get some training. If you want to go the Kung Fu route, do that too, but your Kung Fu will never match mine, because mine comes in calibers. But if I have to, I'll use the Kung Fu. It's just been a while. Anyway, that's it. Water, food, security. It's that simple. It's really that simple. If you want some more detailed advice, I recommend that you become a member, because then the members get more access to me and for more detailed answers. Believe it or not, the people who have signed up to be at to the YouTube membership at the local prepper level, which is the highest level, you guys have been keeping me busy. Like, what caliber should I have? What kind of gun do you recommend? You know, where can I get this? And you know what? That's freaking cool, because that's what I'm really into this for, is to help people out. I just don't have time to do it for everybody, unless they're at that level. But still a great question. Yeah, no worries, Hypernation, or Hyper Modern. I'm just gonna call you. No, I'm gonna call you. Yeah, I guess like Hyper Modern works. Okay. And also, shoot, shovel, shut up. Everybody's got an opinion, man. Is it worth speculating on meme coin to stock up on digital capital, or will that be redundant by the time the crisis occurs? I don't know much about cryptocurrencies. What I can tell you is that you know, I think you made reference to Elon. You know, it's like whenever he does something controversial, and then there's people that freak out about it. I always ask myself one simple question. Do you think that he didn't really think this through before he did it? Have you ever watched the guy in an interview or a conversation where somebody asks him a question and he like stops, he like freezes, he's like, no, and here's why. You know, it's like his latest thing with $1 million per person for the next so many days for signing a petition, right? You think that his lawyers didn't like, yeah, that's completely legal. You know, you think he didn't think it through? So apply that to the whole meme coin. And I think he does Doge. I'm not familiar with meme coin. But I think that I think that cryptocurrency is going to continue to be a thing. But it's like any other market, because it is a market. You're not truly investing, you're making a bet. All right, so let's see here. Different culture, his mind is racing too fast. I got you. All right, so I've got 3 minutes to get through like four or five pages that I'm not going to make, but we're going to figure this out. So camping experience. We had talked about this before, Millennials, and I hope that answers your question to the best of my ability with my limited knowledge of those types of things. Let's see here. Camping experience. Millennials have an edge here with 17% having camped recently compared to only 10% of Gen X. Millennials like to camp. The familiarity with outdoor survival skills can be advantageous when bugging out. Recommendation: Gen X should consider engaging in outdoor activities such as camping or hiking to build familiarity with off-grid living. Both generations should practice outdoor survival skills regularly, as these are invaluable in scenarios requiring evacuation. Number 9, first aid skills. Millennials excel in this area with 40% confidence in delivering first aid versus 34% of Gen X. Well, the millennials are getting smart. This is a critical skill in any emergency where immediate medical attention could save lives. Recommendation: Gen X should invest more time in formal first aid and CPR training, like I've told you a million times. Regular refreshers are vital for maintaining this skill. Millennials should continue building on their first aid knowledge, perhaps exploring advanced courses such as wilderness or trauma aid. Okay, here we go. And let's see. We're going to love this one. We've got 2 minutes to pull this off. Confidence in government preparedness. Younger generations, including millennials, are less confident in their state government's disaster preparedness compared to older generations. While no direct stat provided for Gen X and millennials, this reflects a growing reliance on recommendation. Both generations should assume personal preparedness. Relying on government assistance during a disaster may not always be feasible. It's not going to happen. So individuals should ensure they have their own evacuation plans, supplies, and networks in place. Let's see. I'm done. Cooking skills. Gen X is more confident in their cooking abilities, with 72% rating themselves as good cooks compared to 64% of millennials. In emergencies, resourcefulness in the kitchen can be a vital survival skill. Oh my God. So many yawns. And I slept good too. I just don't, maybe it's like an oxygen thing. I don't know. Recommendation: both generations should practice cooking from scratch, especially using pantry staples and non-perishable foods. Millennials may benefit from learning traditional preservation methods such as canning or dehydrating to make the most of their stockpiles. Mental health. Here we go. Gen X is more likely to consider themselves mentally healthy, with 43% reporting good mental health compared to 37% of millennials. Staying calm and collected is crucial in emergencies where stress can impede decision making. Recommendations: both generations should prioritize mental health, focusing on stress management. Let's see, my alarm's about to go off. Let me turn that off. There we go. Stress management techniques like meditation, breathing exercises, or therapy. Building a resilient Building resilience through regular self-care and mental health strategies will improve their overall preparedness for high-pressure situations. All right, conclusion and broader recommendations, and then we'll go to the chat for a few minutes. Both Millennials and Gen X have strengths in various aspects of preparedness. Gen X brings practical life skills and financial security, while Millennials show promise in adaptability, first aid knowledge, and long-term planning. However, both generations should focus on addressing their weaknesses. Gen X could benefit from improving outdoor skills and expanding their social support networks, while Millennials could work on practical skills like home repairs and map reading. The key takeaway from both generations is the importance of balance. Combining physical preparedness, financial security, mental resilience, and strong community ties will lead to better outcomes in any disaster scenario. Fostering a well-rounded preparedness plan that includes both individual skills and collective support skills or systems will make the difference in facing future crises. Laszlo just showing up. We're getting ready to end the stream, and Laszlo shows up. Let's see what we got here. God, that's really bad. I'm gonna hold that further away. All right, let's see here. Catch you on the next one. Mock Meter, good to see you guys. If you have not hit that thumbs up by this point, please do so now. It does help the channel itself. Let's see here. Oops, I do agree, but no, wait, you guys are got some. Bradley, have a great day. Government has never prepared anyone. It's all just reaction because it's cheaper now rather than later. Dumb way to do things. Anyhow, take care. Bradley's off to a meeting, guys. He's off. Bradley is the master of all meetings. Let's see here. Hypermodern. How important are communities in crisis scenario? How can we trust others? Won't it become a zero-sum game and a prisoner dilemma game theory scenario? Very important. I think that's a great question, and we'll end on that one. That's a great question. Hypermodern. I believe that community is probably the most powerful aspect of any crisis situation. People can move mountains together. A person can move almost nothing. And it's very difficult, especially in the preparedness space, to build community because we live in just a little bit of secrecy. The preppers have brought over the military term OPSEC for operational security. We don't want people to know who we are in general, because if the bubble goes up, if something goes wrong, and if Walmart closes its doors, people are going to remember that guy, that really cool guy that you met one time, that he's really cool, but you think he's a little crazy, who just happens to have months worth of food stockpiled someplace. People are going to remember that guy or that girl. And so we tend to be kept to ourselves, maybe a little aloof. We tend to be careful in what we say. So it's difficult for us to build community. Now, with that said, you can still be part of a community. You can still be good. You can you can sign up for CERT training and run a chainsaw and clear roads during hurricanes and all that other stuff. And they don't need to know that you're a prepper. You know what I'm saying? But sooner or later, you're going to befriend one or two people, and those one or two people's going to find out who you are. Your inner prepper. They're going to find that out. So it's kind of a fear that we live with, but it's also part of the community. Now, if you can actually get people to get into preparedness, now you found a friend, and now you can build a network. You know what I'm saying? They say basically the only thing you need to build a team is another person. Two is a team. Okay, guys, as usual, that's going to be about it. I'm going to scan, not a zero-sum game unless you go with that attitude to sabotage other, grow. Oops, I'm already old. Oops, I'm already old. Okay, guys, for those of you that are sticking around, thank you for hanging out with me. Don't forget, tomorrow's live stream it's a toss-up. It's in the air. I will let people know in the Discord as well as the YouTube comments area. Or I'm sorry, not comments, post area. What my schedule is like as soon as I know. As usual, guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. If you want to contemplate supporting the channel, please find the blue more words on your phone, and then scroll all the way down to join, and then check out what level you want to get in at. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. I think I said that already, but I got to go. Bye-bye.